of the park can ride an ecological electric boat that transports them between the upper and lower lakes. There is a special microclimate in this area as the lakes are located at the junction of two climatic zones, marine and continental. The air temperature is 3 to 4 degrees lower than on the Adriatic coast. Precipitation is frequent. The weather is often cloudy. During the rains, the temperature varies about 15 degrees. In winter, Plitvice Lakes freeze and it snows a lot. Thus, the best time to visit the park is from April to November. If you're a fan of watching the underwater world, you'll appreciate the purity and clarity of the water. Without immersion in water, you can observe the fish life, admire the swirls of refracted light in the water, see the reflection of the waves while staying dry. Veliki Prstavac is the second highest waterfall in the park, with a single drop near 28 meters. After having walked around the lakeshore, the boardwalk will lead you almost to the very foot of the waterfall. It's a wonderful place to walk with your four-legged friends. Coming out from under the shady trees, you'll immediately find yourself in the cloud of spray that covers you from head to toe. The water flows powerfully, sliding off the grass-covered edge of the cliff. You'll be amazed with the fabulous water scenery. Water is flowing everywhere. Waterfalls, pools, lakes, rivers. The sunny weather changed to cloudy, as it often happens in the park, but these spectacular lakes don't lose their charm at all. It's also a great pleasure to watch the raindrops falling gently on the water and creating plenty of circles on its surface. The colors of the wet greenery turn vivid green and shine on the light. The rain will pass quickly and give way to the sun. Galovački Buk is a 16-meter high waterfall situated in the heart of Upper Lakes. It's fed by waters from Manojlovački Lake and Galovački falling down to Skradinski Lake. It used to be much higher and wider. However, due to numerous fallen trees and debris, the waterfall is much smaller nowadays. The beauty of clear lakes, sparkling waterfalls, dense forests, and birds singing fascinate the guests of the park. Nature makes everyone happy and has a healing power. The aspiration to beauty is a person's natural desire. People are very willing to spend a lot of money, time, and effort to get to amazing destinations such as Plitvice Lakes. The real beauty of nature recharges you and helps lift your spirits. In our materialistic age, when our mind is clogged with worries and experiences coping with everyday problems, such pristine and remote places help rid you of this baggage. Enjoying this beautiful landscape, exploring the nature, a person intentionally thinks about the source of his creation. We are striving for beauty in all of its manifestations because we are seeking the Creator everywhere without realizing it. All this nature's beauty comes from Him. Perhaps for this reason, people want to find themselves in such places full of life force. In this sense, beauty may really save the world. Every year, more and more people visit Plitvice Lakes. We wish them the conservation and enhancement of their natural resources. And now, let's move to another Croatian park, Krka National Park. This is one of the best national parks in Croatia, probably because it is the second most beautiful place after the Plitvice Lakes. It was so named after the Krka River, which flows through the park. These boardwalks will lead tourists through the dense forests to one of the most popular waterfalls of Krka Park, Skradinski Buk. The color of the water in the river is already different from the color in the Plitvice Lakes, but a special warm, secluded atmosphere is created in the rays of the setting sun, since the majority of tourists have already left the park, leaving the nature alone. The Skradinski Buk waterfall is one of the most attractive parts of this park. There is a massive, clean, natural pool with high waterfalls on one side and cascades on the other. Rich flora and fauna are around the waterfall, which is why the Skradinski Buk is considered one of the most beautiful waterfalls in all of Europe. The flow of the Skradinski Buk is 43 cubic meters per second. In winter, it's about 18 cubic meters, and in summer it reaches 55 cubic meters per second. The Krka waterfalls are the largest cascade system in Europe. Tourists are allowed to swim in natural swimming pools formed by waterfalls. That is why Krka Park is so popular among tourists, because only here you have a chance to take a unique picture in the water at the very foot of the waterfall. Upstream, the Krka River runs along the bottom of the canyon and forms the Roski Slap waterfall. Before the waterfall, the river passes through low, tough rapids called orgliza, which means necklace. The length of this barrier is half a kilometer. In the 60s, this place served as the setting for a series of movies about North American Indians, namely the famous Apache Winnetou. The landscape feels like the American Wild West of the 19th century. When the Krka River flows into Prstavac Lake, its waters round a small island on which the Franciscan monastery Prstavac was built in the 14th century. It represents the exceptional value of the cultural heritage of Croatia. Oval in its geometry, Prstavac Island is very small, only 170 by 120 meters. Its area is slightly more than 17,000 square meters, and the coastline stretches for almost 480 meters. From a bird's eye view, a triangular shelf is clearly visible from the southeast side of Prstavac in the clear waters of the Krka. Another impressive set of waterfalls is the Manojlovački slapovi, a set of waterfalls with a total height of 59.6 meters and a main waterfall of 32 meters. It's extremely beautiful to look at this remote waterfall from a bird's eye view. You can't reach it on foot, so you can enjoy its beauty from only one viewpoint that is far enough from the waterfall. The clouds shape amazing forms over the mountains of Veliki in the territory of the Plitvice National Park. It's famous for its majestic canyons, Veliki Prstavac and Mala Prstavac, which of course means big and small canyons, deep set in the depths of this giant mountain. The 400-meter vertical flanks of the canyon Veliki Prstavac are located at the very entrance to the park, very close to the sea that makes the Plitvice National Park one of the most popular and attractive places for mountain climbing in Europe. There are lots of hiking trails for rock climbers of all skill levels. The weather here changes a lot. There are 3 different climatic zones in this small area: coastal, continental, and subalpine climates. On a clear day, clouds may appear suddenly and cover the slopes with